Cavalry and Atletico Ottawa was the Saturday game, and I don't know if I really fully realized how good Ottawa have been against Cavalry FC over the years. They've only, I think, lost at Atco Field once in their entire history. That was back in 2023. And Ottawa haven't been the league leaders throughout this history. There have been years where they have not been that good a team and still managed to cause problems for Cavalry. But twice in a row now this year, they have gone into the home of the champions, played a very difficult game, and won, by 2 goals. And this game is not quite as chaotic as the last time, where it's the Cam Damone goal, then the red card, then the goal in transition, and suddenly Cavalry are just out of it and it's over within 5 minutes. But it is a couple of quick moments. Atletico Ottawa scored that first goal pretty early, thanks to Kevin Dos Santos, and a great ball from Juan Castro, who kind of sets a trap for Cavalry. It's a really clever goal from Atletico Ottawa, where they know that they're going to be pressed by Cavalry, who love to do that. So they invite it. They bring the press in, they absorb it, and then it's a ball over the top, and that transitional pace. And then, the second goal that kind of dooms Cavalry is Sam Salter, 9th goal of the year, and possibly one of his easier ones, although shout out Manny Aparicio, winning the ball from a pretty brutal pass by Marco Carducci and setting up Salter for a good finish. Salter, by the way, on pace to smash some goal scoring records in the CPL this year. His personal high in the league is 11. He's at 9 now, and I would be stunned if he had not passed that by like the end of July, frankly, at this point. But Mitch, we'll go back to you. Atletico Ottawa, man, I think it's 4 clean sheets in a row for this club against a Cavalry team that is very, very, very dangerous and very difficult to attack. Just how impressive is it that they can continue doing this week in, week out, especially with, as we've mentioned, so many young players in their defense.
Yeah, I think it's incredibly impressive. And you see, guys like Tier Walker, Loic Cloutier, Noah Batney just continue to reach that next level. But, I think a guy that maybe we haven't been talking about enough is Nate Ingham in goal, for multiple reasons. Those 3 guys don't exist in a vacuum, right? Like, they have experienced teammates around them who are helping them out. And Nate Ingham's job, and you can hear him, on this broadcast, on other broadcasts, the job he does to organize them, to consistently be on their case, even when they're building out from the back, to find pockets to be available as an option. Like, that's so important. And, his performance, again, like, there's always going to be moments when you play like Ottawa where the other team's going to come down and have some good opportunities. Ingham made 15 saves this month, didn't let in a single goal. And, they allowed 2.72 expected goals on target, and, he kept it all out. So this is a guy who continues to step up for them and continues to be so important. And, obviously, you don't have 4 clean sheets without your goalkeeper, but I think that he's had a bit of an elevated role that deserves to be talked about in what he's done this season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to argue with just not letting in goals for pretty much an entire month. And yeah, Ingham, obviously a CPL original, who I think is probably playing his best football of his CPL career this year with Atletico Ottawa. But this Ottawa team, we got to talk about them more, because they're just so incredibly impressive. They got 28 points. They've scored 30 goals. They have only hit 40 goals in a season once in their history, and that was last year. They're on pace for 64, which would absolutely destroy the CPL record of 51 set by Cavalry back in 2019. But there's so many things that we like about this team that are going right. AGR, I'm going to put you on the spot here and ask you, of these things, which is the most important to Atletico Ottawa's success this year? Is it the individual attacking talent? Is it the defenders? Is it coaching? What is the major and biggest key to this club's success right now?
It's a good question. It's $1 million question. I would probably lean coaching, just because for me, when you have a team where everyone's having a good season, like everyone, there's no guy you're looking at like, this guy is like performing below his capacity. You look how young they are too. Like, they're also quietly, again, they smashed the U21 minutes requirement, something they haven't always done the greatest job of doing in past years. And they're continuing to, right? It's not like token minutes, like they say. They continue to rely on youth. The system, how they've evolved, how they went from scoring goals to fun. Oh yeah, you can manage a game. You can keep a bunch of clean sheets when clean sheets were hard to come by. You have to look at coaching. So I'll go coaching, just because Yeah, when you got Kevin DeSantos, Gabriel Antonaro in new positions at wingback, lighting it up on both sides of the pitch. You got what Manny Aparicio and Coque Castro are doing in the midfield together. What you got David Rodriguez, the way the system is structured to make him look like an incredible talent and for him to thrive in that. For Sam Salter, like we mentioned, to be having a career year, looking better than he's ever had. Up front, Balou Tabla, a former guy who was nominated for an MVP award a few years ago, just the quiet cog in the system, giving you a lot. And then, of course, the back three with the kids and Nate Ingham in goal. I think Diego Mia has to be given all credit to how he's elevated every single one of them. And yeah, that's exciting because there's guys off the bench we're not even talking about that have contributed, other youngsters. And I think Mejia has proven that should anyone go down due to injury, should anything happen, because it's a long season, should they hit any adversity, I think they're going to handle it and keep going it. Because so far, they've played almost every team twice and haven't shown signs of slowing down. And I think he knows what this league's about. Like, in the sense, sometimes new coaches can get excited and the first 7 games goes great, but he has been prepared for the fact that he's playing everyone 4 times, that he's going to have to evolve. I like that he's been ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I also love that they've shown that they can win in different ways. There are games like the Valor game a couple of weeks ago where they're under pressure a little bit, but their plan in the second half was to kind of control the ball and move them side to side and kind of take the energy out of a Valor side that wanted to press them. A game like this where they don't have as much of the ball, they're not moving it around, trying to pull them out of position. They're just looking for those transition moments against Cavalry. They're looking to counter press. And there's the ugly ones. There's a game in Pacific that they won 1-0 where they needed a Balou Tabla penalty. Or there's the draw at York, the 0-0, where I honestly, truly believe that they were very happy with getting out of that with a 0-0. They just held onto the ball, knocked it around for 90 minutes, and went home with their point, which is honestly, it was an impressive thing to do in that heat. Like, there's just so many ways that this Ottawa team is able to win games right now. And as you mentioned, AGR, it's such a good point that almost every single player on his team is playing their best football at the moment, which again is a massive credit to coaching. Not a lot to say about Cavalry this week. I don't think it's a great game for them. I don't think they were particularly bad. It's just a couple of moments they didn't manage very well. But that happens. It's frustrating to them that they keep losing to Ottawa. But I think that's one of those weird things in football where a team just has your number in a season. However, it would not be at all surprising if we see them play each other in the playoffs at some point this year. And obviously, Cavalry have a trip to Ottawa as well coming up.